Hey there, my name's Curtis Lucas and you're watching Empire Building. In this episode, I'm going to be talking about a company I've never actually covered on the channel before, and that is Sphere3D, or any, the merger with Griffin Mining. Huge news was announced at the close of the market today that they've entered into a partnership with a brand new ASIC producer, ASIC manufacturer, or designer in this case, for a new state-of-the-art Bitcoin miner that is by far the sexiest miner I have ever seen. And on top of that, the thing is a beast. Say hello to the NuMiner NM440. If this new company can deliver on its promises, then this miner will be the most powerful, the most efficient, and the best looking miner on the market. And Sphere3D has entered into an exclusive partnership agreement with them to be the first major purchaser of these miners when they become available beginning in the middle of this year. Sphere announced that they've purchased 60,000 of these brand new miners, each one packing an astonishing 440 terahash per second. This is almost 4.5 times more than the S19J Pros that are widely used throughout the industry today. In their press release, Sphere announced that this will bring their capacity to 32 exahash after this purchase has been fully deployed. This single miner purchase increases their hash rate by 26.4 exahash per second for an astonishing $1.7 billion in total purchase price. This is going to be done through $400 million of Sphere 3D stock and $29 million in cash and a $1.1 billion in vendor purchase financing. So they're going to be taking on debt to get this done, which is kind of interesting because that would suggest not looking to dilute shareholders. But yeah, they're going to have to come up with cash at some point to cover the finance that loan and of course eventually pay it off. But this is impressive at this stage in the game to see these kinds of moves are still taking place. But it gets better than this. We're going to dig into the numbers here because there's a little bit more here once you do a little bit of math. For starters, these new miners boast an efficiency rating of 20.2 joules per terahash. This is an industry best at this point. That's even 10% more efficient than the latest S19 XP models that Marathon and Riot have purchased from Bitmain. Now, when you do the math based on that efficiency rating and the total terahash per second hash rate that each miner can produce, you'll find that these miners are going to be consuming 8,088 watts per unit. That is a beast. That's 2.5 times more than the S19Js. So yeah, this is going to have somewhat of an impact on the wiring infrastructure for these facilities that are going to house these miners. These are all factors that have to be considered when building out facilities and planning for future development. This is very important for future developers to keep in mind to future-proof those facilities. But how about how much this is costing? At $1.7 billion, is that a good deal? Well, remember, this provides them with a total increased hash rate of 26.4 exahash. If you recall, when I did my video on the purchase that Marathon made of those S19 XP models, their cost per terahash on that purchase was 80.5 dollars per terahash. So $80.50 per terahash. These new models at $1.7 billion, providing them with 26.4 exahash, comes to a total of $64.39 per terahash. That's actually 20% less in terms of cost per terahash than Marathon just paid for the miners that they're going to be getting from Bitmain. What I find interesting about this is, I mean, the reality is this is a competitive market, and a new player like this, and this is key, if they're able to deliver on their promises. This is a brand new miner with no track record. I don't know that much about the company or the team, but I'm actually going to be reaching out to them personally to see if I can get them on the channel, and let's talk about what this is, like what their goals are, what their background is, what their history is. Obviously, this is a big deal. This isn't. This is a serious company. It's centered in New York. But I'm imagining these are probably manufactured in Taiwan, but they're designed. These are chip designers that design the architecture of this equipment, but they're manufactured offshore. Or perhaps the chips are manufactured offshore and potentially they're assembled in the United States. It'll be interesting to find out more about how all this is going to work, assuming we can get some of that information. But this was an exciting development that I certainly didn't see coming and didn't expect a brand new player to enter into the space in such a big way. Clearly, there's a lot of money being invested into the infrastructure of this system, and it's clearly not slowing down despite the pullback in the price of Bitcoin. I've said it many times, bear markets are for building and stacking sats. Everyone that's involved in this industry knows this, and that's what they're doing. Why? Because we're incentivized to do so. That's what drives the market forward. That's what leads to further adoption. It's as simple as that. I'm also interested in getting the CEO of Griffin Mining on the channel. We'll talk some more as well, because these guys have come out of nowhere and is now poised to become probably the largest Bitcoin miner in the world. And this was a key step in actually making that possible. Now, having said that, there are a few other things that we still don't know about this. I mean, like I said, this is an unproven, brand new manufacturer. We don't know, they haven't demonstrated the ability to actually deliver on these promises yet. We haven't actually seen this miner in operation. We don't know yet if they've been able to resolve any supply chain issues, if they'll be able to make those deliveries. Once these miners are received, are they able to deploy them? I did the math yet again, and this is going to require 540 megawatts of power capacity to deploy these miners. Where are they going to get that from? How long is it going to take to build out those facilities? Are they actually going to be able to meet these targets? These are all very important questions that we currently don't have answers to. But as with everything else, it's clear what the intentions are. And these companies are moving extremely aggressively in an attempt to get to the front of the pack. I did say that 2022 was not going to be short on exciting developments, and this is just another example of what we have to look forward to. I am going to be continuing to work on this kind of content and make more of these connections and bring more of this information to all of you. My platform may be small still, but I'm going to use what I do have to bring you the best possible content that I can. And for any of you that want to take this a step further, I did want to mention that I do have a Patreon for people who want to support the work that I'm doing and also become part of the community that we have over there. I rarely mention it, but I did want to put it out there because there's a lot of things that are happening behind the scenes, and that's a place where I can connect with people throughout the day. Even while I'm busy, I try to keep up to speed with what's going on there, but there's a great community there, and if it's something that you wanted to be able to engage with like-minded individuals and bounce ideas off, it's kind of like a think tank, then head on over there. You can sign up for as little as, I believe it's $5 in the US or $6, $7 in Canada. Yeah, it would be greatly appreciated. And it does go a long way to helping me grow this little empire. And I plan to be using a lot of that to be able to extend the reach of this channel. But that's enough of the shameless plug. I hope you enjoyed the video. There's plenty more coming. But for now, let's just get back to empire building.